chair at some point. I'm gonna go Office Space on it because this is the most uncomfortable chair I've ever had. Which is a shame because it's brand new, but
depending on how much you want to spend, that one that I got, it's really nice. It is expensive though. Hindsight's 2020. I should have gotten something different just because of the fact that I'm kind of short for it.
Yeah, I think
it is a tall chair.
I think if I go with something, it's gonna be like a Lazy Boy.
Oh, you got.
It goes super relaxed, you know.
I'm gonna recline back.
Have a little vibrator on it.
Just get. Whoa, hey.
You know, make myself feel
Happy
good.
endings.
Now they had
get a zero gravity massage chair. They're only about $3 or $4 grand starting.
0G. Let me check that out.
Zero gravity massage chair.
That's the first one that came up when I said 0G. Free 2-day shipping with it.
Oh, bonus
on Amazon. Oh wow, yeah, you were not kidding.
I'm not. I'm gonna get a script for one. Watch. I'm gonna work it out with my doctor. I'm gonna get a prescription for one.
Really? Can you?
I
got a bad back. I don't know. You know, I'll go in there
for a lot of things. Say you got bad back and bad circulation in your legs.
Well, I already got the bad back. I can prove that.
Bad circulation in your legs.
That looks space age, dude.
Just go to your doc and put a tourniquet on one of your toes for a little while. Then go to the doctor and say, "Look, doc, I have bad circulation."
By the end of the interview, it's all nice and fine.
Your toe might fall off.
Wow, that thing looks amazing, dude.
Hey, you can get scripts for 0G chairs and stuff too. Obviously, it depends on your doctor and insurance company as to whether or not they'll pay part of it or not.
I've never seen that chair before. No.
Bro, I went to a furniture store when we went and looked for our furniture set for upstairs in the living room, and there was one there that was $8,000, and I was like, okay, let's see what this is all about. I didn't want to get up.
I mean, it says it's $3,000 right now, but you save 40% during the holidays, so there's $2,000 off.
Right.
I mean, yeah, I'm not paying $5,000 for a chair. I probably wouldn't even pay $3,000 for a chair, but
you don't pay that much for an entire set.
No, the last set that I bought was about $3,000. Go to 0G, one step, press and hold. Use Opus into the zero gravity neutral position.
It's so nice.
Lumbar heat using warm air, patented technology. Custom massage and comfort. What's the rating on this thing? Oh, even comes in black. Oh my god, dude. There's another one on here for $12,000.
I don't doubt it, bro. It's got real Louis Vuitton leather.
I don't think so.
Smokeless ashtray.
Absolutely no reviews on it at all.
But you could be the first.
Yeah.
Goody.
This thing is amazing.
I get to be the first to say it sucks.
Yeah, I get to be the first sucker.
Hey, Memo, you want to join us in the Skype call? We are just getting started, so we're going to be hunting over... I should actually change the title. Ranger to Oasis.
Ranger. Alright, I'm running there. I'm in Northwood right now. I'll be back in a bit.
Okay. So just me kind of chilling over here on the beach, enjoying the rain. It's actually kind of weird because it is raining outside. They might stress get a little bit of snow flurries tonight, is what they're saying on the news. So I'll be looking forward to that if that actually happens.
Snow today here.
Oh, how much?
It didn't accumulate. It was just like really dusting. And it happened twice today.
I take it.
Nothing really meaningful.
That shut down the whole city of Houston right there.
I bet.
Last time it snowed, Kid you not, people pulled over on I-10. It's a major freeway. People pulled over and just stopped. Like, people don't even pull over on I-10 if you get a flat tire. That's how dangerous that highway is. But now it's snowing. Just walk around.
Meanwhile, it snows 2 feet here and people still go to work.
Not gonna happen here. I wouldn't even lie. I'd call in and be like, hey, you know, it's snowing. I'm not coming in.
Well, if it snows 2 feet, like, even sometimes a little less than that, then my mom will call in. Because she works like an hour away from here, and she's got to, like, pass through notches and stuff. And it gets really, really crappy during storms.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't want to drive in it, but, you know, being at home, get to enjoy the weather. Let's see, one of these guys sells water. Thing about these NPCs that always gets me is, I kid you not, it seems more often than not, one of those goblins, or not goblins, ghouls, will be walking by and snag you while you're buying stuff. Let's see, how much food do I have?
You guys want to try dervs?
Yeah, we could. Over, the zone 1 over.
If we could figure out how to break up the camp.
That's a good point. We might have to. I could load onto one of my characters and bring him over, clear it out that way, or pull it that way. What class do you have as a level 15?
Warrior.
So you got a warrior and a ranger, and then whatever trooper brings. And Mimo might be joining us as well. Oh, Mimo says he'll come over and help us split it if we want, so it might be possible. What derp camp do you want?
Derp too.
Okay, I'll meet you there.
If it's open. Let me see if it is.
Probably is. I haven't seen anybody camp that thing in a long time.
You know, I've actually seen people, like, more people in North Row. Like, I definitely noticed it today. There was actually a time where there were more people in North Row than Oasis. It's like, jeez.
That's,
I don't think I've ever seen that since I've been on this server.
Yeah. What were they doing? Were they actually grouping, or?
I don't know what they were doing.
I wish it was that case. It was back on live when it first came out.
Yeah, I know. I remember North Row being really popular.
This is a great zone. I mean, you have the roamers, so you'd have people running around soloing, but you also got the derv camps and crazy, crazy experience over there. And I think it spawns even faster than Oasis. Although I think on this server, Oasis spawns fast enough. Now, guys, I have still not meditated or done my meditation, so this guy's mana returns very, very slowly. I hope that's not going to be too much of an issue, because it sounds like I might be the healer. Or partly.
You want me to take you to get that train real quick? I can get you there really fast.
I don't think we really need it, do we?
That's up to you.
We don't need no meditation around here.
That's right. That's for suckers, man. Only people who want to make the game easier on themselves train meditation. Try being a cleric that goes all the way to level 60 without meditation, guys. I guarantee you, the groups out there will appreciate it. They will love you for it.
You know,
Oh.
if you have C2 and POTG and you've got Bard Song going on, you can actually regen your mana standing up. It's happened to me.
See? So you do not need meditation. You know, like one simple click over at your guild trainer versus having 3 different buffs from classes that you very rarely run into. That's the way to go. I think that's what we're saying here.
Yeah, just don't count on always having it.
I always have POTG and clarity at the same time. And there's bards everywhere in the game. They're just handing out songs.
You're at Derf 3.
Oh, am I? Derf 2.
I can run over to you.
No, I can go over to you. That's the one over next to the ocean?
Yeah, pretty close.
Get over there real quick. You remember when my videos first started, I was very informative and helping everybody out and not joking around too much. Now I give all of you guys just like the worst information possible. Well, there's another derp camp over here. I didn't realize. Is that you?
Yeah, this is the one I'm at. This is Derp 2.
Green, yellow, blue. Woof. Yeah, that big ogre is red.
He's even to me.
It's gonna be interesting to try to take out. But yeah, guys, we're just getting started, so bear with us a little bit. Let me change. Because we're no longer at the Dervs or Oasis.
Hey, well, wait, I got AFK.
Cypher is going to be joining us a little bit later on tonight, guys. You want to tell him what you're up to right now, Cypher?
Yeah, I'm doing West and Howling Stones and trying to get this last few experience before I ding.
Oh, well,
then I can be hit up 57 AGO.
57 on your
Cleric.
Oh, you haven't played your cleric in a while. I know you kind of got burned out on him a little bit with the rating and everything.
Yeah.
So as somebody, cause, you know, I've played my cleric for many years, and I love both sides of it. Obviously, rating can be a little bit of a chore at times if you try to go into the hardcore stuff and, you know, you're rating every night and you really can't make the real life schedule kind of work for you. But for you, what were your kind of thoughts on it? Would you find doing the grouping a little bit easier or a little bit more relaxing?
Well, I like doing the grouping more than anything else, but I don't have any problems rating on any other character except for this one. Just because of I don't know. I get aggravated over the small things, and at that small thing being that nobody plays the same.
It's true. I mean, I think it's one of those rare things that if you're in a guild, especially a really tight-knit group that raids every night, you'll fall into those patterns that really help you kind of succeed and feel comfortable with who you are. Like, you know that some people were a little slower on the uptakes when they cast their spells. Some people were a little quicker on the uptake. You know, some people like sending people tells versus OOCs when they're doing the sea heal chain. And you'll figure those things out as you group with people more and more. But I think with you were kind of doing it, was it every day or was it like every week? Just like once a week?
It was daily, but the thing is that I was in a guild that is part of an alliance with 2 other guilds, and nobody did anything the same. You would go to a zone that you've already been to before, and everything is changing about the way that they're doing the chain. or somebody in the group doesn't, or in the chain doesn't want to do a macro for it. So, I mean, just things like that just frustrated me, and that's kind of why I stopped. That's why I'm guildless at the moment.
Yeah, I did see that because, as I've said many times before, guys, most of my characters, and when I say most, I mean every single one of them, is in a completely different guild. And as I've done raiding with them, you know, they would open it up and be like, hey, if you got a cleric or something, maybe you can come help us out tonight. And so I'd bring them over and join them, even though I'm with another guild on that cleric. And Cypher's right, every guild does something a little different. You know, I've had, but most of the time the sea hill rotation is virtually the same. The time, the delay may change a little bit. The way you communicate with somebody, I've had it where they liked it in says, OOCs. Some people even liked it in shouts. I did not like doing that because you hit that button by accident when you're in another zone. It's just kind of embarrassing. I like the tells because almost every single person has a tell window already set up. And it could interfere with the messages you may be sending back and forth, but when you're in a sea hill rotation, you shouldn't really be communicating with anybody. You kind of need to be concentrating on that until you get comfortable. Like later on, you know, like if you group a lot, it can kind of get a little tedious because you're so familiar with it and it becomes second nature to everybody in the group. You know, we've had groups like that where, you know, we have Nano pulling for us or, you know, Thum tanking for us. I almost don't even have to heal because everybody's doing their part and I'm throwing a heal once in a while. It's very relaxing, you know. It's kind of enjoyable. You fall into that pattern of success, right? And it does the exact same thing when you do raiding a lot. You know, everybody knows what they're doing. They fall into that pattern, and people have to do a little bit less or don't have to do as much because it's just meshing really, really well. Opposite of that, people not doing what they're supposed to be doing, it makes stressful decisions on everybody. Everybody kind of has to pick up the slack for one person or multiple people. And if you're bringing in multiple guilds, yeah, I can see how that would kind of burn you out a little bit. Do you feel like maybe if you found the right guilds, you'd get back into raiding?
I did. It wasn't that I didn't like my guild, because I did like the guild. I just felt that I had to get away from that, from being in a raiding guild. And they said they were casual, but they definitely weren't.
Well, casual raiding then, right? Because they didn't mandatorily or whatever make you get there. Like you didn't have to show up.
But any guild that requires DKP is not a casual guild.
Well, they kind of are, you know, because one, like you said, they don't make you be there. But if you want loot, then yeah, you got to raid a little bit more often. But, you know, guilds that raid a lot and have DKP points, you can still get some pretty good stuff because the guys that are going after, like, the really, really good stuff aren't going after, like, the basic stuff. They already have it. So you can win, like, all the hand-me-downs that is still, hands down, better than anything you got.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't so much the guild was the reason I left. It was just that I don't know. I just needed to get away from being around a community of raiders.
Yeah.
Because there's a completely different mindset in that kind of, and I just had to take a break.
And they can suck you in, you know, like even if you just want to be casual, them just being like, hey, do you want to go, you know, hit TOV? And you're just like, man, how can I turn that down? I was planning on only, you know, killing a few mobs tonight, but TOV sounds pretty good, you know?
Yeah.
So you end up raiding a little bit more often than you would normally.
That's armor. That's armor. For me is upgrades.
Yeah. Hey, Shix, how you doing tonight, man? We are going to be doing our lobies. I have Cypher Deck with us tonight.
Hey.
He's actually over in, it's West, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, West Highling Stones. And I have only been to that zone a couple of times. He's hanging out with a friend for a few hours, and then he's going to be coming and joining us. I got Terrafina, she's AFK at the moment, and Chupacabra, you know, you guys love that one, are coming over, and he's going to be joining us as well. So if you got a character around level 10 to 15, somewhere in that range, I'm a level 12, I think, and Terra is level 15. I don't know what level Chupa's bringing. But if you got something within that range, you're more than welcome to come join us. We're going to be killing Dervs in North Row, which, I don't know about you guys, I have pretty fond memories of that. Now, this particular camp, Terra has called Derv 2. I don't remember spending a lot of time here. Now, Derv 3 is where I spent most of my time. It's a nice camp because there's lots of mobs. They spawn pretty quickly, and you're next to a zone line. So if things go really, really badly, you can run across and maybe make it. It's you know, it's a good maybe 40, 50 yards from the camp. And if you're low on life and you're slowed down because, you know, the low life aggro and all that other stuff, you may not make it. But most of the time you did. Level 13 Bard would be perfect, man. You're more than welcome to come. And if you need an LOC, let me know. In fact, let me just type it out so you guys all can see where we are on the map. Now, did you come over here, Cypher? Did you ever spend any time in North Row?
Yeah, I pretty much went that line for a lot of my characters.
Now, I know you tried doing it once with a alt, and you got that potion that gives you a level... What level is that mage pet? 12? 11?
12?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a good way to power level your tunes if you can keep that pet alive. Now, I know you had a small issue with that. Was that you just getting overzealous and pulling too many mobs, or did you get attacked by, you know, roamers and it just kind of piled up on you more than you thought it would?
Yeah.
Oh, the roamer part or the overzealous part?
Overzealous.
Oh, okay, yeah, because, I mean, you feel pretty uber, right? You're level 1, and you have a level 12 pet. It's a little bit of a cheat, and the pots cost, I think you said about 500 plat?
Yeah, but I looted mine.
Oh, okay, so it didn't really cost him anything, but if you're going to spend that kind of money, you know, you kind of want to take it a little bit easier. And I think the pet lasts forever, right? It never really dissipates on duration
until you die.
Or zone, so, yeah. That could be a cool little way to get to level 12 fairly quick. As far as 500 plat goes, my suggestion would be just to go over to GFA and buy a whole bunch of belts. I mean, those things change price drastically depending on the week of the month or the year that you're doing it. But when I was a low level, they were going for about 10 platinum a piece. So last time I was there, they're going for like 1. So, you know, 1 platinum, you can get 500 of them. That's going to get you... You don't even need 500 of them. You maybe need like, what would you say, 80 or 90, and you can get to level 15 or something.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's
I AFK minute, by the way.
Really, really good experience. The only problem is they don't stack, so you'd have to, you know, turn in a couple backpacks at a time and then go back and get more. Game Award show is tonight. Might be some game reveals. Hey, Retro, who's doing the Game Awards? I'm out of the loop on that one. I should know, but I don't. Buffing a guy in Kinos real fast, then we'll be there. Take your time, man. We're just getting started. We're going to be on for a long time tonight. It's a little slow getting everybody kind of organized into the camp that we want, but I don't know. I'm happy to be home. I spent an extra hour in traffic about 10 minutes away from my house tonight because of an accident somebody had on the highway. So I'm just glad to be out of the car in a warm house and, you know, hanging out with my friends. So hopefully you guys are sitting back. I know Chupa already had a beer in his hand, so if you guys aren't doing anything too intensive tonight, here's to you guys. What about you, Cypher? Do you ever drink while you play? He might be a little bit AFK. I know Burrito does. 40% alcohol is what he was taking shots of. Although he said, I think he likes to have chasers, so like a beer or something afterwards. I can't imagine doing that. I think if I did that, I would suck even worse than I already do. And I can be pretty bad at the game when I want to be, or when I don't want to be. Let me actually do a search real quick and see what game awards he's talking about. Game...
I'm back.
Welcome back, man. Yeah, somebody was, Retro, I think, was telling me about some game awards they're doing tonight, and he was expecting maybe some reveals.
Awesome. Is it going to be streamed online or on a channel?
He hasn't replied back yet, so I'm not sure. Geoff, is that Nightly? Is that how you pronounce it? Is hosting it? Let me do a look for it. He's a Canadian video gamer, journalist, and television presenter. He's most known for hosting the video game show Game Trailer TVs and for co-hosting the now defunct G4 TV. G4 TV was amazing when it first came out.
Wait a minute. What channel was he a part of?
G4 TV?
What show?
Let's see. For hosting the video game show and Game Trailers TV.
I can't picture the person.
Let's see. I'll send you his Wikipedia page.
Get back.
Welcome back, Tara. Actually, his Wikipedia page doesn't even have a picture of him. What the... Yeah, I don't know. Sounds interesting, though. Oh, did you just camp out?
No. Getting stuff.
Oh, okay. You know, they asked me if I wanted to run over and get my meditation done before we got started tonight. And I was like, no, I'd rather actually sit here on my butt and do nothing rather than... Oh, you're getting stuff to kill. Okay. Oh, you know, there's skeletons behind us. Are those within range? No, they're green, aren't they? Oh, one of them. No, they're both green. Now, is your warrior decked out? It kind of looks like you're wearing Krusty.
Oh, I got some crusty.
You got a
I
green...
wouldn't say she's decked out, but she's got some good stuff.
You know, you got a green jade broadsword. That is definitely not too shabby. And look at that, guys. You guys can see the shadow on the ground, the pizza box. It's, I don't know why that was the default picture they put for shadows on weapons, and why, after all the weapons they ever did, that one was left undone. Let's see, let me buff you up. Now, if you guys have a favorite zone that you have not seen in a while that you guys want us to go to, let us know. I'll be streaming all week, and probably next week as well. We'll definitely hit it up if we get a chance, and we have tunes within range and it's not camped already. I know Kedge Keep was one of our personal favorites. Everybody seemed to love that one last time we were in there, right, Tara?
Yeah, you guys were so excited you charged in.
And we were kicking butt too, right? We were kicking a lot of butt. The fishies were swimming away, and
initially.
And then I think it was the sharks. The sharks had other plans for us. And they didn't want to go after Thum. For whatever reason, Thum was like the last one on their minds. Let's see. Memo, hey, AC, can you pull me? Oh, here we go. Let me throw Memo in. It's a cool zone, though. I like it. A lot of people leave that zone alone because it's kind of complicated to get through, but... Hey, man, welcome to the stream.
Hey, guys.
So what are you up to? What are you up to tonight, man?
I'm here. Where are you guys at?
Are you? We're at Derv 2. It's kind of like in the middle of the zone.
Alright, I'll run there. I was like, I don't have any low-level tunes, but then on my wife's account, yeah, she has a 14 Necro, so...
Oh, sweet.
I'll bring that.
Necros are pretty amazing classes. Have you played him or her before?
Not too much, no. I think way back in the day I had like a level 40 Necro. That was about it.
Oh, so you know a little bit about him. You know more than I do, probably.
It's been so long, though, I don't know.
I know Chupa loves his. I kind of got a little addicted to mine. They're a great solo class, so if like nobody's on, you can load up your Necro and pretty much do whatever you want. You can go wherever you want.
Here I am. I'll be right back.
All right, man.
It's behind us.
I got him. But he's, AFK. I do apologize, guys. Sorry about that. I'm trying to drink as much as I can so I don't cough in you. It is the season, though, unfortunately. I hear the flu and pneumonia is going around. I know Alar, this Bushido Bull, for those of you out there who aren't familiar with him, he just got out of the hospital for that, so...
Oh, that's rough.
It's wintertime. You guys getting any snow down there, or?
We're in like a warm spell, actually. Like, very, very weird. It's even like you can see the ground. It's the weirdest thing for December.
You guys usually have a lot of...
Yeah, it's usually just covered in snow, and then usually in January it's kind of dry and cold. Then it snows again in like March and April, but
it's been a warm year, it seems like, for most people. Which I guess we were due because, was it... I don't think it was last year, or maybe it was the year before. We had that Arctic blast that came through and froze like half the country, and people were tossing up that boiled water into the air and instantly creating snow. I don't know if you guys remember that on the TV or not.
I don't remember
I've seen it
what
before.
last year was like for us.
Get that Felicia. Old school lurker. I don't think I'm actually sick with the flu, hopefully. Crossing my fingers on that one.
I was just dying sick this last weekend, but I'm feeling a lot better now. I slept all of Saturday. Saturday just was off the calendar.
That can help. You know, get a lot of rest, get a lot of fluids, is what the doctor says.
Yeah, and then yesterday, I went out to the valley. We're building my sister a house, and I worked outside all day till like 10 p.m. in which it's like dark and cold and miserable out. We're putting a roof on her house.
Wow.
And I felt like I went back 5 days to back when I was sick again. So
I bet. I mean, even if you're in good condition, being out there in that cold and working really, really hard all day long can definitely do that to you. Did you guys get it all done? Did you just get up the frame?
Her roof it's covered and it's got the tar paper down. It just needs shingles in the spring, so.
Oh, okay.
It's not gonna get snow all in it now, so that's good.
Yeah, that would.
It's been a long process to build that house.
I bet. This is the first time I've ever had to do major home repair myself, so I can only imagine building it from scratch.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, building from scratch is kind of easier because the demo part is kind of killer. It looked like the dust and all the years of buildup and all that.
See, I didn't mind the demo part. You know, yeah, you're dirty and you're covered in gunk, but like all that repressed emotion and memories, and like you just have all that anger. Like you can take it out in your sheetrock, right?
That is a good part.
No, I'm just kidding. You can have some fun with it though. It's when you're covered in just goo, you somehow have to laugh at yourself, or you can get really, really angry. But, you know, that doesn't really make anybody else feel better. So every time I would hurt myself or bang my knee on something, I would laugh like a crazy guy just to make everybody else feel better, I think. And it seemed, you know, like laughter is contagious. So it worked. I think by the end of the week, we were all laughing at ourselves. And we had got it all done. It's the construction part that's taking me forever. Because I have to go back and measure and then cut. And because I'm bad with my measurements, I got to cut again and then cut again.
Yeah, it's tough stuff. On top of building the house, we're remodeling a chapel, which is about 5,000 square feet.
Wow.
So that's the demo part that I'm kind of getting a bit tired of, because you get to a point where there's so much dust, and you're just like, I just want to get past this part to where we're building stuff and it's clean again.
Well, and they built those things to last back in the day too, right?
Yeah. This is a lot of work, but I'm glad there is work. Usually here in Alaska, you just kind of take the winter off because there's not much work.
Even if there was, I'm not sure. Well, I guess you kind of grew up with that, right? You've been there pretty much your whole life?
Yeah.
So you're probably pretty used to it. For me, I don't know. I look at pictures of that stuff and I'm like, it looks beautiful, but I would not want to set foot in that kind of weather.
Yeah, I like it. The colder the better. I can't stand heat.
I'm not a fan of it myself, but I think because I've been here for so long, my body is, accustomed to it now. Which could explain why I'm playing in a desert tonight instead of in the frozen tundra of Everquest.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad zone for level 10 to 15s, I think, if we went out there and killed, like, Yetis. I think that would work. Actually start using my mana for something.
So I have my druid around. You want me to try and help break this up?
Wait a minute.
What do you think, Tara?
Don't rangers get whatchamacallit early on?
What's that?
I think he's still a little too low level. Harmony.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
it's
it's
a little
22
15.
maybe. Oh, is it 15?
No, it is 22. You're right.
It's just around the corner.
There's a level 15 cleric. You want me to grab that?
No, that's the one that I was grouped with.
Oh,
The
yeah.
one that doesn't have cure disease.
Still, it's healing.
Ugh.
Can't fault them for being a newbie.
Do so at your own peril.
Here, let me switch over and at least give some buffs. I'll switch over to my druid real quick.
You guys are haters on newbies, guys. Come on. Ooh, I gotta see what race they went with.
Halfling.
Halfling cleric, huh? So
It's a good race. That doesn't count for you guys.
no, I'm just saying they're not trying to min-max. They didn't go with high elf.
Oh no, I'm saying I said add, and you're not in a group. Does it help? Does it help this enchanter know that we have an ad?
And you never know, they might have actually gone back in this time where they had, nothing going on and bought the spell for you, Tara. I said they might have bought the spell in this amount of time that you haven't been grouping with them.
Oh, I looked it up when I mentioned it.
Oh, well, see, there you go. It's not like they were against it. They're not another AC where they're just like, well, we could go get it for you. You're like, nah, I'll deal without it.
Still, who doesn't look up like a spell list? I always do that whenever I know that I'm getting new spells.
Yeah, I'm right there with them, unfortunately. I don't always look up my spells. In fact, I'm level 59.
So what you're saying is they watched your videos and they learned from you.
Right?
Okay,
Yeah.
so I know who to blame.
There we go. Here's a bard. Oh, yeah. Get him in there. Tone deaf. Yeah, I'm actually level 59 with my cleric, and I'm about 3 bubbles into it, which is kind of surprising I leveled that quickly. And I have yet to buy my level 59 spells. So, A+ on that one, I think. There's a heal spell at level 59 too, I believe. Let me look that up real quick, actually.
It's your celestial healing upgrade.
Oh, see, I don't need that. That's a worthless spell.
Yes,
dude.
you do.
That's so worthless. I don't use that like every other cast.
I never even got the 44 version. I'm just waiting for 59 now. No point in getting it anymore. I still haven't got Sun Skin or Stun Command or any of that.
Some of those are pretty good. Stun Command
I know.
is something that Nibers constantly asks me to use, and I always forget to.
Could have used it yesterday.
Why, were you grouped with them?
No. I mean, uh-oh.
Retro Jim says some people actually play blind too without guides. That is exactly how I played the first time around. I only bought these spells that I could see from the guy who would be selling them in the High Elf City, and he sells most of them. Actually, it's a really good spot. It's like I said, min-maxing a cleric, so you'll get most of your spells there. I think there was a few though, like a handful, throughout all the levels that he just didn't have.
My brother bought the game with the Prima guide.
It
So
had-
that one,
Oh yeah, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, the guide was kind of interesting to read through, but it wasn't like a Nintendo game guide where it showed you how to get from point A to point B.
it wasn't a
everything in
guide,
between.
but I'm pretty sure it like listed all the classes and the spells that they got.
It might have. I don't remember that part. I remember looking at the
Pretty-
maps.
I'm pretty sure it did. I looked at that thing all the time.
See, I didn't. I did it the first day when I was waiting for the game to download, and then I don't think I ever looked at it again, except for the maps, just to see what the world kind of looked like. And then, like, dream about going all the way across the continent. And the first time I died, I'm like, oh man, this is going to be rough getting over there. What about you, Cypher? Are you the kind of person that looks everything up, or do you kind of just play naturally?
I do now. I'll look everything up.
Because I know, like, we play a game called Astroneers, which is, man, I don't know the best way to describe it would be like Minecraft meets.
I'll look stuff up for that. I just see the updates come through, and I just wait to see them in game.
Right, and that's why I was kind of comparing it to that one, because me and you, we both play it, but we don't look that stuff up at all. We just kind of go in blind and see what's what. And there was one time they added like augments to your main tool that you use, and we couldn't figure it out. We sat there for like 2 hours trying to figure out what that actually did, and eventually we got it. But I'm sure we looked stupid for about 2 hours until we did.
Oh, the things that attach to the actual weapon for yeah.
And Chuba was telling me about Destiny 2. It's kind of going through the same thing right now. They got raids in there, and because it's a brand new game, nobody really knew when it first came out how to do them. You know, it wasn't something they let people play with in the beta. So you had all these people who were streaming, playing that game and going through these raids and spending like 12 hours trying to get through a raid and, you know, dying again and again and again. So I think that's part of the fun. It's something you can never get back to. Like, once the information is out there, yeah, anybody can look it up and people get through it really, really quick. But having that unknown kind of thing to go into and just be like, can we figure this out ourselves? And I think that's why every guild does their raids differently. Me and Cypher were talking about that earlier, is because people went into those things and figured it out for themselves. And everybody does something just slightly different from the other person. Now, do any of you guys have a personal preference when it comes to Sea Hills? I know we got a couple of healers here. We got Terrafina, who has a level 60 cleric, and we got Cypher over there, who has a level 56, right? Or 57?
56. 5% away from 57.
Yeah, so pretty close to 57 on that one. 57 is going to be nice for you. I remember getting a good spell on that level. I don't remember what it was, but...
A geoism, or not ism, but Ago.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is a good one. Pretty mana intensive, but...
Yeah. Had it on me for a while. But what were you asking about healing?
Just as far as healing goes, do you have a personal preference on how you do it? Do you cast a small heal, a big heal? You go with complete heals all the time? Like, what's your your setup?
Well, with enchanters, they worry too much about their pets, but I don't heal them until they're at 40%, unless it's something different, like whenever you group them at Nibris, he's taking on something that can take your pet down in 60%, depending on what you're fighting. So if it's a pet like what I have right now that I'm healing, I won't heal it until around 35. But in groups, I use Divine Light more than anything else. Actually, that's how I test a person by healing them, is can I heal them to full from 50% with Divine Light.
Oh, to see if they're a paper tank or not?
Yep.
So once you find out if they got a decent amount of hit points, so comparing like a warrior who's clearly going to have a lot of hit points to, say, somebody like a undergeared Shadow Knight or Paladin, that changes what you use on that guy. Do you ever find yourself going into the Sea Hill rotation, though? Because I know some clerics, that's all they use. Because it's very mana efficient, and if you can get the timing down, you know, you're meting more often than you're standing up.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd rather. I don't know. I do whatever is required at the time.
Right. Well, because for me, before, you know, level 50 plus came out, Sea Hill is the way to go. That's what you used all the time. After 50, they started throwing in those Celestial Heals. They even went back and threw one in before 50. I think at like 40-something, right? Or 30-something?
44.
Yeah, the heals over time. And that dramatically changed things. It's not as mana efficient, but it is nice because it gives you that leeway. That kind of like, I can sit down and I don't necessarily have to get my Sea Heal off at the exact moment. You know, sometimes it kind of makes your butt pucker when that Sea Hill... Like last night, we were killing over in Seb, and Nano literally got down to 0%. He was at 1%, it went to 0, and as it went to 0, my spell landed on him and completely healed him all the way up to full. You know, you really don't want to get that close, and if you got that heal over time on him while you're casting that Sea Heal, if another mob spawns and jumps into the fight, you know, there's that little bit of leeway that it can kind of give you so that you don't let your tank die. What about you, Terry?
Yeah.
Do you have little skills, little, you know, tricks that you use on your cleric to make sure, or do you just go with the Sea Hill and you make sure your timing is perfect?
First and foremost, it depends on who the tank is. So, for example, if the tank is a warrior, I know they can take more of a beating. They can take the best beating. And I also know that they go berserk at a certain percentage. So I like to time it to where they're like in the 20 to 30% range. So that they can duke out some, I guess, warrior DPS for as long as possible.
So you like that... you like the complete heal spell a little bit more than you like the heal over time for those characters.
Well, it also kind of depends on the setting, too. Like, regular grouping, I'm more inclined to just let the warriors, go down, like, pretty low before I heal them. Just because I want that DPS for as long as I can have it. But, like, you know, obviously, like, for raids and stuff, I'm more inclined to use, like, heal over time.
Just because
it's easier. Yeah, just because it's easier.
What about you, Memo? I know you have a high-level druid. What do you find that you use? Because, you know, druids are a little different with your spells. Yours are... I don't think you get any heals over time. You get regen, right?
Yeah, I'm just trying to keep regrowth on everyone and chloroblast the people that are really close to dying.
Now, are you using chloroblast?
The main thing I'm used for is keeping circles on everyone, so they're not getting hit by fire spells.
You know, if you have a good ranger, you can actually use Sea Hill on them.
Really?
I've been in situations like that where we had a ranger tank, and because if I kept having to spam like Divine Light or whatever, I would run out of mana really fast. So if he's a good ranger, but he's got good gear and stuff, he can actually take a pretty good beating before you need to cast heal spell on him. That's just been my experience, and you know, you just really have to get a feel for the tank and what they're capable of, and it's really a matter of timing.
Yeah, I've never really had a ranger in my group, or I've had a couple in raids, but they usually don't take any hits. You know, they're kind of the off tank, if anything. So it'd be interesting to see them actually tank in a group and do a good job doing it. Not that they don't have other skill sets that they can kind of excel in for sure, but tanking is not one of them that I've seen. But as far as Memo, with your druid, do you find, because we were talking about this last night, do you find that you use Core Blast a little bit more often than Nature's Touch, or?
I think it's, well, the one thing is that Chloroblast is actually just as efficient as Nature's Touch, so you would only really use, I think it's kind of a weird oversight. I think they should have made Nature's Touch a little better.
Well, somebody said that Nature's Touch did more healing, but it costs the exact same amount of mana.
It costs, doesn't it cost like 400 mana or something, like as much as a complete heal? Whereas Chloroblast does the job just as well with less mana.
Oh, does it? Because somebody said they were the exact same mana cost. There was just the difference of timing. One was like 5 seconds versus 8 or something.
They're the same in terms of efficiency. So, like, if I did the amount of healing that Nature's Touch does, it would take the same amount of mana.
Oh, okay. I see what you're going at.
But the thing is that I would only use Chloroblast because you're more likely to save someone because it's only a 3-second cast. So it's like it's just smarter to use it, I think. So if something goes wrong really quickly, all of a sudden you want people to have a good shot of health all of a sudden.
Right. So spot heals that can really make all the difference.
Yeah, it was really hard doing spot heals with superior healing when I only had that. This 5-second cast is really rough.
Superior healing is garbage, dude. I hated that spell as a cleric. One, because it's the spell you get right before you get complete heal, and you're just kind of drooling waiting for that one. But two, it's really mana inefficient.
Yeah, it's terrible.
So I do not blame you on that one. That's not something I would wish on anybody, but it was a pretty good spell, I guess, for what it's worth at that time. Wow, we can get some serious butt over here. Now, would you guys have any suggestions for a newbie character, somebody who's just starting out as a healer, whether it's a cleric or a druid or shaman or anybody there that can throw some heals out for hot buttons, things that they might need to know, things that they might want to get practicing at an early stage before they get up into, you know, the mid-teens or the high levels?
I have 3 hot buttons for healing myself. One for small heal, one for big heal or C heal, and then one for heal chains.
And what's in your hot button? Is it just the spell icon, or?
No, it's the first one will say what the spell is, and then it'll say who it's being cast on. Then it'll say stand, cast the spell twice by doing cast 2. And then the 4th line is cast 2 as well. And then the last line is divine light or the spell name, and then casting on the person in say. So once is being said in group, once is being said in say.
And I like the fact that you put that in there twice, just in case you fizzle. For those of you out there who aren't quite sure about why you would put that in there, if you fizzle on a C heal, you want it to immediately cast again. Hopefully, you still have enough mana to cast it, because it uses quite a bit for complete heal fail. What about you, Memo? You have any tidbits you might want to throw out there for somebody who's just starting out, or even a non-cleric or non-healer? You know, buttons.
Well, for me, keeping the melee alive is kind of because the clerics are always really focused on the tank. So I'm like cycling through all the melee. So there's a button you can do to cycle through nearest player, and I put that as my enter key on my numpad, and so like my left hand is like casting the heal, and my right hand is just cycling through people to like find people that are low, basically. And I'm just trying to keep as many melee alive as I can because it's, you know, DPS race.
Yeah. What about you, Terry? You got any hot buttons you want to share?
Usually what I do is I figure out who all the tanks are. Like whether they're gonna be main tank or whatever, it doesn't matter to me. If you're a tank, I make a hot button for you so that I can target you really quickly. And that's really just in case the main tank goes down and you have to switch really quickly. It's a lot easier if you make hot buttons for all of them.
Yeah, see, that's what I was gonna say. She took mine, guys. That's /target space and then the person's name to do that one. It's really, really useful in raids. Maybe not so much in groups because you can just click on their names up there, or you can hit like the F1, F2, F3 buttons. Those will instantly click to the placement of the person in the group. But yeah, I second that one for sure. Targeting is essential for a cleric. What about druids? Do you guys find that, because your job isn't just healing, you know, most of the time, from my experience, druids don't like to heal in groups, so they tend to want to do like DPS. You find that you're using different hot buttons for that?
Not really, but I'm really happy now that I'm getting a little higher in levels that I'm actually starting to DPS on raid targets. Like, stuff is starting to land finally, and I could actually do a lot of damage, and I found like that could be the difference where my group gets the EXP kill or not. Like, if my dots land, I can do the Winged Death spell is 143 per tick, so 1400 right there is pretty big if the mob stays up for a minute.
Yeah.
So I could usually do a few thousand hits on a raid target.
And your dots, they don't compare to anybody else's, right? Like, it's not like they're overlapping and being canceled out?
No, they're always good to go. The only ones that wouldn't would be like the epic click. Like in TOV, you know, it won't hold because you can't change the movement of those targets, but almost all of the dots hold, and there's a good number of them that stack. I was actually soloing in Sky Shrine the other day. I had a buddy who was showing me around in Sky Shrine, and so I was soloing some of the cubes and a couple of wyverns here and there. And with the epic, the druid epic, I can do enough damage to solo some stuff in there.
Really? That's kind of cool. Now, are you using the Lumi staff at all? Because I've seen Chupa and I've seen Cypher both use that weapon, and the timing before that thing goes off, before the mob actually starts beating on your face, is so narrow. It kind of has
it's
me.
real close.
You have tips for that one? Because that one has me worried. Like, if I ever tried doing that one, I don't know if I could get it off. I don't think I could do it.
You really just have to get out of range and then spam click it, because as soon as they're in range, it'll go off because it's a clicky. And just make sure all your snares are up. As long as, I mean, for like 90% of mobs, as long as you have them snared and you get it off as soon as they're in range of the clicky, you'll be fine. And you want to move as soon as you see the spell go off too. You want to get out of the way.
Right, you're backing up the moment it happens.
It is very close. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like half a second difference between getting hit by the 4 mobs or however many mobs you're kiting around versus not.
Yeah, I think a lot of druids in the 50s just dropped the Lumi staff, to be honest. I think a lot of people just go to the bear pits and do charming in the 50s. Whoa, we got a big pull. I actually still really enjoy quadding. I like doing it. It's pretty good. Good EXP, so I'm gonna kite this guy around, I think. Just so you don't have so many people beating you up.
Oh, okay. Hey guys, and welcome to the disembodied voice of AC Gamer. We are definitely going to be doing a lot more series in the future, but here are a few of them that you guys might find interesting. Of course, you're more than welcome to check them out. I would love to hear your comments. Again, if you do enjoy these videos, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe. It's definitely the indicator that I use to tell if you guys want to see more videos like that, of that particular game style, of that series in the long run. So when you guys leave comments down, it helps me decide whether we should keep doing it, as well as whether you want to see games like that in the future. And here are a few of them right here. I kind of picked out a few of different genres. We will be doing spotlights for other YouTubers in the future, so if you want to get a little shout out, definitely let me know. If you group with me, chances are you will get a shout out in here eventually. But for now, these are just 4 series that I have that I feel like could use a little bit more attention, and that you guys might actually enjoy as well. Thanks again for watching, guys, and we will definitely catch you all next time.